afternoon. My name is Jeff Holmes. I'm here at Wonder Sound Music in Menominee Falls. I'm here with Daniel Schmidt, the owner and one of the builders of Cream City Cajones from right here in Milwaukee. How you doing?
Hi.
Nice to have you in today. In our first video, we talked to John Holtzbauer, who's a phenomenal musician. He plays out a lot. So I wanted to change directions here a little bit. And let's talk to somebody who adds to music in the city of Milwaukee by building the instruments that we're actually playing. So what I really want you to do is start off by telling us is, how did you get into building these cajones, and what makes them, and then we'll get into kind of what makes them special. But how did you really get into it? Because it's a really cool instrument to build.
Well, in fact, I got into it through a friend, as we often do in the music world. Friends introduce us to new things, and I had a friend while I was living in Japan, actually, who owns a percussion studio called Arco Percussion.
Okay.
And we've been friends since the late 90s. When he started making his first cajones, I was actually there. After the tsunami hit and wiped out his city and including his business, he rebuilt, and I saw him shortly after that, and we talked about different things, and he sent me home with the desire to emulate what he was doing. And so I brought him here to Milwaukee and found some spare space where I could work on them with a relative, and we built up our first set and are now starting to get them out so people can play them.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I know we've had him here for about 6 months, and we've definitely had some people come in and try them, and they're really fabulous. What and there's cajones have really come into their own play. I'd say in the last 5 years. I think was it Peru that they're the national instrument of, or somewhere in South America where that's like a big staple of their rhythm community. But they're really making a play up here as of recent. I think with the growth of the market in the music market of folk music, folk rock music, especially there's a lot of going to a lot of festivals. They're a very easy instrument to take, very easy instrument just to pull out of the back of the car, and you get a couple guitar players, maybe a banjo player and a cajon, and you got a real band going.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a real versatile instrument, and they're quite popular, I think, around the world at this point. I know there are some great models coming out of Germany as well. Like I said, I took my inspiration from a friend in Japan, but of course, yeah, I think Latin America would probably be the origins, but you see them getting played in all sorts of different kinds of music these days. And like you say, they're very portable, they're very easy to play. You can get a lot of different sounds out of them, and if you need to go sit on your campus quad, or sit on the side of a park bench somewhere with your friends and have a little inspirational session, they're perfect for that. And you can mic them up and use them in a band as well. So you see them getting used more and more in full-on concert performances too.
Okay. Well, as you said, there are some other companies out there making them. And the first thing I think is great about these cajones is they are made right here in Milwaukee. It's not like you designed them and sent the designs over to Southeast Asia and are, and shipping them all back. Right, exactly. You have a workshop here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what makes this cajon a little bit better, or a lot better than some of the less expensive or generic models that are out there?
Well, I mean, we went into this with the idea that we wanted to do it ourselves, and we want to make them right here. So, as I say, what's the fun in sending them over to China for mass production?
Right.
We've got a nice, simple setup that we put together. It's got a white birch veneer on the front. We've got a centralized snare. Some people prefer more snare, some people prefer less snare.
there's as we mentioned before, there's a lot of people out there building cajones, a lot of the big companies. These are in Milwaukee, so I really want to push these. So why am I buying a Cream City cajon as opposed to, the Walmart cajon or the Guitar City cajon?
Yeah, so as we were discussing, I think you can go buy something that's mass produced in China if you wish, and there's probably some very cheap models that are out there. That's not what we're looking to do. We're doing this for our enjoyment of building the instruments. Everyone is going to be made by hand. Everyone is going to be unique in its look because of the fact that we're making them by hand and not simply stamping them out in mass quantities.
Right.
It's got, for features, it's white birch veneer on the playing surface. We put a centralized snare. Some people like more snare, some people like less snare. This is centralized, so it's right in that mid-range. It's a great model to get you started off on, and I think that as you'll see from the demonstration we'll get from Mike, it can get a lot of different sounds out of it, a very wide range of applications in what you're going to be able to do with this instrument as it is. I would also point out that thanks to watching it being played by Mike, we noticed right away that he rocks back on the instrument and will pull his foot up to change the tones on the playing head. And we saw that and we thought to ourselves, gosh, a bunch of big American guys sitting on that cajon.
Especially from Wisconsin, right? Because we don't have a weight problem here.
No. Just a bit of beer and brats. And in the summertime, we decided we would reinforce those back corners thanks to the fact that we had the opportunity to work with an actual percussionist who knows how to play these instruments.
Absolutely.
So as we watched him play, we took that into account as to how we designed it. So we reinforced the back side so that as you rock back, you don't have to worry about it collapsing on you.
Nice. Okay. And what's the rest of it? You said there's a white birch veneer. What other kinds of woods are we putting in this?
This is just a simple MDF and in the body, and then we're doing all the hand staining on it.
Okay. All right. So it's it's about as simple as it.
It's pretty simple unit.
And then we have, and here's the mic that he's going to be using. So then we have the sound hole back here. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's awesome. I mean, honestly, it sounds great. So we can find these at Wonder Sound Music in the falls here, and the beginning units start around $199, which is in relatively is very competitive with everything else that's out on the market. And then do you do custom stuff? So if somebody came in and said, "Hey, I'd like this, and the other thing," are you guys able to knock that kind of stuff out?
I guess it depends on what it is. We've not fielded that sort of a question yet, but gosh, if the question came up, I'm sure we'd be willing to hear the person out. And see
Here's what
they
I'm
want to do.
thinking, right? We get 2 pieces of wood, right, like this long. We bend them and put them on each side, and then we can rock back. It's like a rocking chair cajon. Am I way off base on this?
I don't know. You put your baby in your lap while you're holding the bottle with one hand. You can tap out a nice little lullaby as you put them to sleep. Maybe you got a winner there. I don't know.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks again for coming in. Thank you for coming in. And do you guys have a website?
We've got a Facebook page up. We don't have a retail website at this point, but we may do that.
Well, we're going to start putting these on Reverb. So if you're around the country, check out reverb.com and go to the Wonder Sound site, and we'll have these for sale. Otherwise, next time in your Milwaukee, come on in and try one out. But thanks for stopping by today to Wonder Sound Music, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.